Every year for the past forever, SU Outing Club has been going to West Virginia for spring break. Spend the whole 7 to 10 days there, just going on crazy trips, having a lot of fun in the cabins, and just meeting great people.
If you're unsure about what you're doing for spring break, there's no question to it, go to West Virginia.
I've only been to West Virginia once, but it was probably the best spring break I've ever been on, or might ever be on.
My favorite part, that would be difficult to choose because literally all of it is the best.
I just feel like the bonds with people that we made, like, it was crazy.
It was really a fun experience. I met like a lot of people that I met the first time are some of my closest friends.
I got to hang out with amazing people every day, but also got to do amazing things every day. Rock climbing, caving. I became really good at whitewater kayaking, which, I mean, when would I have ever been able to find that out at any other time? So really it was one of the best experiences ever.
Personally, my favorite is rock climbing because I am really scared of height, and the rock climbing can really challenge that fear.
My favorite outdoor activities are probably mountain biking and hiking. I really enjoy backpacking as well, and West Virginia is a really nice place to do that because they've got some great mountains and lots of views, so it's really rewarding when you get to the top.
And then you do it all again the next day. It's fantastic.
If you're a beginner, even better. Fresh minds to mold.
I don't think you should be afraid as a beginner, because no matter what, you'll be able to find something to do.
I've been in SUOC for like 2 years. I can barely tie my own shoes, so I think you'll be fine.
The first big cave I went to in West Virginia, we rappelled down ropes like 40 feet into this cave, and we were all beginners besides the leader, and we got to this big mud crawl, and we were like, uh-oh, like, are we gonna really do this? And we were like, yeah, let's do it. So we went through this giant mud crawl, and it was so fun.
You're covered in mud. You might go shower, you might not. And then you wake up the next morning and you just want to do it all over again, and you do.
So basically there's about 10 of us piled into these cabins. There's bunk beds.
There's a lot of people living together in close quarters, but it's really great though. Like, you know, you share food.
People are cooking food in the morning, you can swallow and you join in.
Well, they were pretty like messy and crowded, but it was kind of like part of the whole experience.
The price is really cheap considering everything you get with it.
You barely spend money there, that's the thing. It's all like the entry fee, and then once you're there, you're there.
It's 10 days in the cabins, all this gear for amazing trips, and it's only $160 for the whole time for non-drivers, and if you're driving it's only $100. And you get your gas reimbursed by the club.
The amount of money you pay just like is completely worth, like I would pay double to go on this trip.
It's the cheapest option, you do the coolest things, and overall it's just, if you're contemplating, just stop. Because West Virginia is where you need to be.
We went to Norman, which is a really cool cave, and there were a lot of cool formations and like stuff you would see in a textbook or something like that in there.
This one cave had water, like first it was like up to your knee, and you're just climbing in this cave through this water, and all of a sudden the water's like up to here. And you're like basically like crawling in between these two spaces where there's just water that was rising, but you don't even care. It's like such a cool experience. Like that was my first time caving. It was our first time caving.
It was my birthday on Friday that week, and we had a zip line set up behind the camp. So when I turned 19, I was up in a tree about to hop on a zip line, and everybody down at the campfire sang happy birthday to me.
Me and a few friends went on this really long hike to Seneca Rocks, and on the way there was this huge field of wild horses. At first we were really nervous to approach them, and then they ended up being really friendly, and I had a super intense personal connection with one, and I will never forget it. And I'm going back next year just to reconnect with that horse. I'm so excited to see him again.
The beach cabin would come up with a theme, so I think last year we had an Irish themed cabin.
For one of the theme nights in West Virginia we did wrestling, and that's a blast. Like, we just do the most ridiculous things.
We turned one of the cabins into an obstacle course. So we pushed the two bunks together, had a rope, and people had to crawl down or jump over and kind of hop through tires as well.
It doesn't even matter if you're not that into outdoor activities. Like, there's one guy in the group, he doesn't even like nature, but he always comes back to West Virginia because it's so much fun, like no matter what.
Yeah, I do not really like nature, which is really weird. But I do enjoy these trips because it's nice to just get away from Syracuse and people and just be out.
Whoever's watching this really should consider West Virginia. You might like it before you go, you might be but after, I guarantee you that's the experience one out of a lifetime.
You know, spring break during college is supposed to be so much fun, and I really cannot imagine going anywhere else that is more fun than West Virginia with SUOC.
Now this is about to be my 3rd year going. Like I wouldn't do anything else besides this for spring break.
As soon as I left, I just knew that I needed to go back. It was the highlight of my semester last year.
I think personally it's better than going to like the traditional spring break trip to like Cancun or anything, because it's just a learning experience.
It is not at all possible to explain how amazing. This is the week that I look forward to all year. I am so excited about spring break this year.
Don't consider it, do it.
Do it, go to West Virginia.
You might think we don't have much while we're out there because we're just in the middle of the mountains with the cabin in a campsite, but we find ways to make it the best week of your life, and we will.